Hello, my name is Greg Cesario, and welcome back to week 22 of the weekly JobCommander edition of Veterans Corner. I proudly served in the U.S. Army during Vietnam from 1967 to 1969. Typically, your performance in small companies is measured by one of two ways, as I see it. You either get the performance raises, or you're fired and the first to go in a RIF, a reduction in force. When you were on active duty, the only thing that would likely got you fired during your hitch was a UCMJ or Article 15 violation, or, importantly, a conviction. It is not that way in the private sector, especially if you are located at a right-to-work state. Do you know the provisions for your state? You should find those out. Rather than curse the darkness about the prospects of being fired, I prefer to discuss how to strike a match, a plan, to see what can be done in advance. Action plans may also help you create an employer view as a value-added asset versus just simply overhead. The right time to inquire is during your interview or hiring process and ask questions beyond starting salary and wages. I often ask prospective employers about the historical career advancement opportunities from the same available slot. I also asked if the company had a merit pay or increased practice or policy. Setting expectations for a company or job features because they are key factors when trading your invested time. If a transactional position versus a relationship, the inquiry expresses your implied desire to perform and advance to a higher rank. The proof of concept is identical, only the ranks and the pay grades were all published in the military. For practice, somewhat typical of a small business, let's assume you mutually agree to employment with a very loose, unstructured performance recognition or raise process and promotion. Veterans may see this as difficult at first, but conversion from military to private sector performance is rather uncomplicated. In small companies, each employee is highly visible and often crucial to one another during a low headcount period. Often, I would make a point of asking my interactive employees what we could do to improve my daily process to make their work performance better and easier. The first time I ever did that, the co-employee wanted to know why I would ever want to know that or do that. A simple and sincere response was, so we could be viewed as a team. It's the same thing you did in the military because you had to be as a team. Another favorite of mine was to ID a problem, craft a solution, and when the time was right, not before, lay out your conceptual idea for critique while asking if you'd ID'd the problem correctly. Welcoming responses will surprise you. What's in your post-military career reinvention wallet? Stay motivated, and I'll see you next week.